the elephant man.
I can't hear you.
Well, let me help you here. It's like you got extra
Well,
hands.
you sit.
Well, you sit here.
I've got a book out. I've got a book out. And the book company made me wear this.
They didn't make you wear it.
No,
How did they make you?
I signed a thing.
Just got to do... You've got to do...
I've got to do now. I've got a book out.
You've got to wear it like that all around town?
I've got to do the plug, haven't I?
The book's
You've
not...
got a book out and all, haven't you?
Yeah, but I'm not wearing it on my head.
Because it's your show, isn't it,
That's
dickhead?
True. That's true. What are you doing now?
I'm messing your continuity up. That's what I'm doing. Because...
Well, we can't...
Every time...
We can't edit this out. Are you going to...
Because every time I come on one of your shows, it's always edited about you. It's always cut. Everything's cut. All the songs go. I sing songs. Oh, I do songs and everything. They all get cut out. I mess about comedy, but it's all about what's funny for Jonathan.
Well, Peter, I hadn't realised you were so busy. Do that song you do with the moustache. Do that Go Compare thing.
You're proud of that, aren't you?
I am.
You're proud of that. I'll be in.
Well, you've got a lot of moustaches there.
Yeah, we've got a lot of
You've
time.
come prepared for a whole evening.
All the time. So how are you then? Do you like your new show?
Don't keep changing your moustache. How come we can't... People won't know what's going on?
Of course they will. Go on. Give it again.
Could I have one
No,
more?
you can't.
Just
Come
one
on,
more.
I'm making a mockery of you, man. Come on.
I've invited you round my house. You never invite me round your house.
You've never,
Huh?
I've never been round. Don't. Oh, I'll get that.
Where are you going?
Just having a look round. It'll all get edited out anyway.
You've seen London before.
But, you not get caught. Don't push round to the end.
Come and sit down.
No, I want to have a look round. Go on.
Where are you going?
I want to see what's back here. Oh, I'm doing it. Oh! Right. Go on.
Where's he gone now? Where's he gone? He's ruined the whole illusion of the...
Go on, talk to me here. Talk to me here. Oh, it's freezing. It's freezing. Go on. This is nice. Go on.
You know what's nice is, though, we're paying for it. We might as well use it
Well,
all,
you might
mightn't
as well use
we?
it.
We might as well.
You're more than welcome to come to my house. It's windy.
Boy, I know you got quite a lot of flack from Kazakhstan itself.
Yeah, they got very upset because I hosted the MTV Awards as Borat.
Yeah.
And I pretended that their Prime Minister, Premier Nazarbayev, came on. I go, no, Premier Nazarbayev. And I got on my knees and I kissed his crotch.
Yeah.
And they got very, very angry and they decided, we are going to show this is not our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister did not go on to MTV Awards and get oral relief from Ebola. So they ended up spending about $30 million in a campaign to prove that they were the real Kazakhstan.
And that Borat was not.
Yeah, but meanwhile, what I decided to do was they got so angry that their Prime Minister, Premier Nazarbayev, actually flew to Washington to complain to the American president. So I heard he was coming, so I thought, bugger this, I'm going to Washington. So I found out the half-an-hour window where he was going to be outside the Kazakh embassy and in the White House. And at that point, I decided to throw a press conference outside the Kazakh embassy, pretending to be the real Kazakhstan. You know, I want to say there's a Sacha Cohen, this Jew comedian is not a real Kazakh. He is controlling the media.
But what strikes me is that what you're doing actually, although very, very funny, is also quite dangerous, I'd have thought. You must at times feel like maybe it could go too far. Maybe you would be in actual danger.
Yes, well, there were some times, you know, where things got a little hairy. No pun intended. No. I'm above that. That was a pun in English.
Oh, I see, yeah. Thank you. We wouldn't laugh there either.
Yeah. But yes, so, you know, it would occasionally get a bit hairy. There was a time we did this cage match at the end of this movie for Bruno. Bruno was this gay Austrian character that I played. That's him. Anyway, the idea was we built this ultimate fighting arena and we had like 2,000... how would you describe them? Sort of quite violent people in Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, rednecks?
Rednecks,
Yeah.
rednecks, thank you. I wanted you to
want
say
me
the
to say,
offensive term rather than me.
That should get out of jail card right there.
Exactly. And then basically the idea was, I had a lawyer, and he was actually based in India. We had all these sort of Indian lawyers who...
Hold it, why is your lawyer based in India?
Well, cheaper. I mean, you know, we had literally one guy, he was like the expert in Arkansas law, and he'd go, well, in the case of Mackenzie against the state of Arkansas... By the way, that was actually the way he spoke, and that became the basis for a character I did in Madagascar, King Julian. I like to move it, you know, so... Wow, this person's very quick. Yeah. So, but basically, he said, all right, he goes, whatever you do... I'm going to make his accent English now. He goes, whatever you do... He's going to be American now. Whatever you do... OK, not a very good American. OK, he's going to be English. He goes, whatever you do not cross a state line and incite a riot, because that's a federal offence, imprisonable for 5 years. I go, well, the problem is I am crossing a state line in order to incite a riot. And the idea was that me and my boyfriend in the movie, as opposed to my boyfriend at home, would basically have a fight and then start kissing and have close to sex in the arena.
So you're in front of Ultimate Fight fans.
Yes. And I start kissing my boyfriend, we're making out, and the lawyer had said, you know, kiss on the mouth, but not... You know, you cannot kiss on the nipple, so I'm like playing with the nipple. And he gave me these 15 laws. You know, the finger must not be close to the rectum. Not getting it open. And I thought, open palm, is open palm all right on the anus? Open palm is fine, you know. And so we start making out, and, you know, all the time his hand's getting a little bit close to my rectum, and I'm taking it off. And then, basically, these guys started throwing these metal chairs in, and I'm lying with him on the floor, and I'm thinking, I see the first chair land, and I'm thinking, if I lie on my back, I can move him from side to side and touch the chairs. I go, this is easy. But, yeah, got out of it.
This is
But who are you?
My name's Keith.
No, but what's his real?
What's your name? What's your real character? We're not all like this in real life. I know for a fact, when he goes home, he's from Dewsbury. I went on that Jonathan Ross show. They didn't like me jokes. They didn't like any of me jokes. OK, so David Attenborough says he loves animals, but he doesn't really. He hates them, especially dolphins. Dolphins. I don't like dolphins. And horses. Horse is another bad animal, because I guarantee you a horse, when a family comes into a field, to a farm or whatever, and a horse is there, I don't know what a horse sounds like in its brain, but I imagine it says to itself, there's a family here, I'm going to get my cock out. But every time a family is around a horse, its big pink stem comes out. And it's just so it embarrasses the father, so the little kid goes, what is that pink leg in the middle?
You're known as an actor as much as, I mean, you do the comedy and the present on the side, but really, I think of you more as an actor these days.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, you're the first person to ever say that.
Well,
I'm
pleased
delighted.
to say it.
Thank
But normally
you.
when I see you,
Especially when I'm sitting next to a proper actor.
But you tend to get, obviously, because of your size, I guess it's limited the roles you can play, or you certainly get, I guess, approached for certain kind of roles, don't you?
It has happened to me so many times that someone from my management rings me up all excited saying, oh, my God, a big film role's coming for you. And every time I say to them, it's just a tall bloke, isn't it? They're just asking, they've just gone through the register of tall men.
Yeah.
And it's just some tall bloke, and it always is. But the worst ever was the person from my management rang and went, Ridley Scott's people have been on the phone.
Wow.
And they've asked for you personally. And I went, they haven't. And he went, no, they have. It's for the Alien prequel, Prometheus. It's a named part, and they want you. I went, they don't want me. They're just looking for a tall person. And I got there, and the audition was to play an alien who was mute. and was in the first fucking 10 seconds of the film. And shall I show you my audition?
Yeah, please.
This is it. Imagine this is a stone that they put down. I had to come out from behind the thing. The casting man was there. I had to come out like this.
It's an acting masterclass.
And you didn't get it?
I didn't get it.
Oh, man. Well, maybe they just decided to go in a different direction.
Yeah, must have been.
OK. Well, hold on. So when did your dirty weekend occur, and why did you feel that you didn't have the necessary equipment?
Because I hadn't been on one before, so I just sort of took, like, the things that you'd normally take, like spare pants and a toothbrush and that,
Yeah.
you know. But then when I asked the audience, they're all really filthy, so they come up with really good suggestions.
So, look, I imagine it's stuff like stockings and suspenders. for
Yeah,
the
because they
ladies and
often say sexy underwear, so
Yeah.
I say define sexy underwear, and it's mostly just matching, I think.
Yeah.
Because I've got loads of grey sets, weirdly. And I haven't got crotchless, but I've got ones with holes, but the holes never seem to be in the right place.
Never in the target area.
No, but you can move it. You can, you know.
You could hike it round.
It's not comfortable, but that's what sexy's all about, is not being comfortable. But there was a...
Do they surprise you over the audience, though?
Yeah.
Other things you don't expect to hear?
Yeah, there was a man the other day said... I thought he said flashlight. And I was like, oh, like a torch, you know, because I know what a flashlight is. And he said, no, a fleshlight, and I didn't know what that was.
Right.
And it looked like everybody else in the audience knew, and I felt like such an idiot. And what it is, it's it's a lady's bit, like, in a can. Like, it looks like a torch, but it's got, like, a proper ooh on the end, like a...
And a light comes
Like
out of it?
I don't know, I haven't bought one.
So it's not an...
But also, on the same website where I looked, they had one that's just... What? I do research. There was one that was just a beer can. Like people have gone, men like beer, men like honeys. So put the two together, who's not going to want one of those?
It's kind of... If you could wrap some pizza around the outside, I'd never go out again.
Somebody will have done that. Somebody will have done that.
But your dad wasn't a boxer, because he was in showbiz,
Well, he was a boxer in the army when we were younger. Yeah,
when he was a kid.
Yeah. And then when I was born and all that, we were living in a doctor's surgery, is where we were. That was our living room. And, you know, people come in with flu and colds and all that sort of stuff, because my dad was working over the docks at the time, and then he got into show business a bit later, you know, in the sort of late 60s,
Late
70s.
60s, 70s,
Yeah.
and he was a singer, and he played instruments.
It's amazing,
So did you go to tour with him?
We toured all the time. That's what we did. I mean, that's kind of roughly what the book is about. Touring around like the working men's clubs, Manchester, Newcastle, Sheffield, Birmingham, and Liverpool.
And that must have been pretty different to you now touring and
well,
doing
you've
the
got to be
O2
on your guard. I mean, my mum she's a very witty woman, my mum, and I remember sat in a club, this really rough club with my mum all night. I mean, Dad used to do this impression of John Lennon, you know, and he was singing this song, I imagine there's no heaven, all this, and there's a bloke saying, he shouted out, he went, that's not like John Lennon. And my mum went, hey, shut your mouth, like that. And this bloke went, who do you think you are? She went, Yoko Ono, and then piss off, you know. She's a really witty woman, you know.
Well, she was looking out for your dad as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, when we was kids, we had nothing. It was on this sort of council estate. We had nothing. Like, on rent day, we had to hide from the rent man. So when the rent man knocked on the window, like, you know, like, my brother was like he was like a coffee table. You know what I mean? Like, I was a lamp, do you know what I mean? My dad suddenly got down on the floor. He was like the carpet. You know, I mean, that was what we did on sort of rent day, you know, to hide from the rent man.
But your dad, this is what I like about the book, he comes across as a real character. I mean, some of the stories about him are like...
Oh, he's fantastic. He's such a great bloke.
They're all true stories, I
all
guess
true stories. I mean, like, because in those days, the clubs were so rough, you know, and there was a particular place up in Liverpool, I'm not sure if it was called the Shakespeare Club, but I remember one night, this bloke had won the pools, and he'd bought this really crap suit. It was like a yellow tartan suit, and he sat in the table with all his mates. He thought he'd treat all his mates, you know, but he kept heckling me dad. And in those days, you had like a three-piece backing group. It was like piano, bass and drums, but the bass player on this particular night was huge. I mean, he was like this kind of fella, you know. And this bloke wouldn't stop heckling me dad. And then right at the end of me dad's act, he thought, right, I'm going to have a go at this bloke. I'm going anyway. So he said, and the bloke went, make me laugh. And my dad said, well, let's borrow your suit, you know. So this bloke really set this bloke off. And we're all sat in the dressing room. There's me, me mum and me brother all sort of sat there. I'm only like, you know, about 5, 6, sort of sat there. But in the corner is this small, mousy woman. Just sat there all like this, like really sort of quiet, mousy woman like this. So we're all in the dressing room waiting for Dad. I can hear all this commotion. This bloke's going nuts. And me Dad comes in the dressing room, right? Right, he comes in and he slams the door and he goes, I think there's going to be trouble here. I think there's going to be trouble. And we all went, oh, no, you know. And there was a knock on the door. Like that, and my Dad went, it's that bloke, it's the bloke from the audience, right? So he said, when that door opens, I'm going to lamp him one.
Yeah.
Right? So the door opened, and he went like that, and the bloke went straight past him, walked over to the small mousy woman, sat in the corner, and went, you're a slag. You're a slag and a slut, and you're an ugly whore. Like that, right? And he walked over to me Dad, and he went, right, I've had a go at your wife. What do you reckon about that? And my Dad went, well, it's not my wife. Right? And then this big bass player arrived at the door and he went, well, whose wife is he? He went, his.